Mason Erickson, senior, Arcadia High, 6'2".
Mason, you're not announcing a hockey game. Just tell them what's going on.
This year I'm a senior, and I've got one goal, one purpose, one aspiration. This is the year I finally become captain of the hockey team.
Yes! This mat is going to be so much nicer to stand on than the hard floor.
Bree, come on, this is important.
I know, Mason, but technically you were hockey captain last year too.
Yeah, only for a day, and only because Thor broke his leg. Now, this year I'm going to become captain fair and square. I'm a senior now. I'm ready to make a real difference.
What kind of difference?
There is a giant cupcake mobile blocking the back door. I simply must speak with the pastry shop owners. First, that enormous sign, and now this. Oh, and there's water all over the floor, and I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to get it out of the building. I don't know.
The hockey team needs a leader. I mean, on the ice, we're awesome, but everybody's working through stuff. Thor is just trying to make sure that his leg is fully healed. Darren is having a tough time agreeing with his parents, and I mean, Damien is barely keeping his grades high enough to even stay on the team.
You know all this.
Oh yeah, they're my teammates. And once I'm hockey captain, I can be a real leader for them.
Does everyone on the team still vote to decide who's captain?
Yeah, why do you ask?
No other school does that. It's super weird.
I think you mean super awesome.
Vote for the goat.
Isn't it cool? It rhymes. Oh, I just wish that I could get a neon sign like the one outside in the tree. Where did that even come from?
The pastry shop on the second floor put it up. It's cool, but it looks too big for that tree. It looks like it's going to pull the whole thing over.
Huh. Well, I have to put up about 100 more of those posters and then run over my speech again for tonight.
You wrote a speech?
Oh yeah, it's epic.
You didn't write a speech last year.
I have to go over the top. Brady is running for captain this year.
Brady Oxley, the head coach's son.
Yeah. And I mean, Coach Oxley wants Brady to be captain. He's making all of these weird rules, like you have to be at practice 30 minutes before it even starts, and if you miss one, nobody can vote for you. But I'll show him.
Mason, this speech is super long. I'm a shining example, a mighty sample, trying to reach the goal with my powerful shot, unstoppable. You're going to say all this?
No, don't be silly. I'm not saying it. I'm rapping it.
Okay, Mr. Cake, what is going on?
Nothing to worry about. Just a small issue with one of our coffee makers. That wind is howling today. Okay. I'm okay.
It's just one more day until voting. And then I'll be hockey captain again.
Totally. You'll do great, Mason.
Hey, it's Mason. Yeah, what's up, Darren? Oh, I'm so ready for practice tonight. What? Practice this morning? I didn't... No, I'll be there. Okay, yeah, thanks. Coach O made a surprise practice for this morning, and he didn't tell me.
Why?
Because if I'm not at the surprise practice this morning, I can't be hockey captain, and then he'll make his son Brady captain instead. I have to go.
Great green gastropods! Oh. Bad news, folks. The wind and that gargantuan sign have conspired together to knock over the tree right in front of our door. There's no way in or out.
But I have to go now.
Mason, it's quite tightly wedged.
Okay, I'll just use the back door.
The pastry shop's giant cupcake mobile is still blocking that door.
Are you saying that we're stuck in here?
At least until the storm lets up and someone can move that tree. Okay, I don't understand why the water isn't draining. Everyone grab a bucket and start scooping. Mason, get a mop. The big mop.
Day 42. The waters continue to rise. The hurricane continues to rage. And despite rationing, we're down to our last donut. I'm glad I have you with me, Howie. It's actually been pretty peaceful. it's given me an opportunity to think about life. Like, I've always thought of myself as just the hockey guy, but I missed my shot. I'll never be captain now. I don't understand why Coach doesn't like me, or why bad things even happen to me. Like, why would a tree fall down in front of our door? Have I angered God in some way?
Mason?
Howie, I need to get out of here. I thought that I was going to become hockey captain and save the team, but now I need somebody to save me.
Mason, help!
Howie, can you speak?
Mason, help me!
What do you need, Howie? You're a hockey puck.
Mason! Mason, you've been asleep for like 20 minutes. The water keeps rising. We have to keep failing.
Yeah, right.
Why aren't you worried about this?
You can't clear the tree for how long? 4 hours? No, I understand. We actually have a unique situation. See, one of our coffee machines is overflowing, and there's over an inch of water on the floor. Hello? Oh, simply inconceivable. I can't get a hold of the pastry shop owners. No one can move that tree until after the storm. And soon I'll be able to set sail on our refrigerator. I just don't understand why the water isn't draining.
I got all the comic books up, away from the water, but I don't think bailing it out is helping much.
Keep at it. The sun will rise tomorrow.
Right. And I still won't be hockey captain.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mason. You're still a great hockey player, though.
Yeah, you're right, but I thought that I could be the one to help some of these guys. Like, I told them about Jesus a couple weeks ago, and some of them seemed interested, but I just felt like if I were captain, they would really listen.
I think they already listened to you.
Listen.
Yes, they listen. With their ears.
No, listen.
It's the door!
Hi, Bree. Hi, Mason.
Mrs. Kirby!
Mrs. K! Did you lift the cupcake mobile?
No, I know where the pastry shop owners keep their keys. Have you guys been stuck here since that tree fell? And where did this water come from?
The storm knocked the tree down.
We were trapped.
And the coffee maker's overflowing.
I became friends with a hockey puck.
But we're so glad to see you.
Wow. You know, this cafe has a lot of quirky things about it, and one of the things I think they got right is that there should be an emergency water shutoff valve. Oh, there.
Oh, yes, I did. Oh, good news, everyone. I think I finally fixed it. Esme! Ahoy! Fair winds and following seas ahead.
Hi, hun. I hadn't heard from you since the storm started, so I thought I'd stop by.
Mrs. K, I haven't seen you in like forever.
My design business is going great, but it does keep me very busy.
Oh, Mason, you should get going. You might still be able to make it.
3, 2, 1. Morning practice is over. I missed it. This was my last chance to be captain.
Mason, I had no idea so much was at stake for you.
I just don't get why God wouldn't let me out. This was my last chance to be captain, and instead everything went wrong.
Do you have time for a story? This all reminds me of a time when God did rescue some people, but in an unexpected way.
Oh, yes.
Sure, I'm not doing anything else now.
Well, these people were stuck too, but in a place with a lot more water than this.
Welcome. My name's Becca. I specialize in 2 things, pumpkin carving and investigations. And I'm fresh out of pumpkins. I've been investigating this fella for a while now, named God. Made the whole world. Today I wanted to show you the evidence I found in this story, right here. A little over 3,000 years ago was a wild time for God's people. They'd been slaves in the land of Egypt. Then, God sent a guy named Moses to help them. God made a bunch of plagues happen in Egypt. Bugs ate their food, the sun went dark, crazy stuff. Finally, the Pharaoh, ruler of Egypt, let God's people go. At least, Pharaoh said he was gonna let them go. Almost as soon as God's people left Egypt, Pharaoh got his army and started chasing them. The Egyptian army caught up with God's people by the Red Sea. They were trapped. The people were terrified. They shouted at Moses, "What have you done? It would have been better to stay in Egypt than die here in the desert." They probably wanted God to fix their problem, to stop the army, to make things easier for them. But what God did next was totally unexpected. God told Moses to raise up his walking stick, and suddenly, whoosh, the sea split apart. There was a path through the water. God rescued his people. They wrote songs, celebrated, and thanked God. In that story, God's people were wondering about some important questions. Can God save us? Will he rescue us? In the end, they learned something important about God. God is our rescuer. The evidence is clear. God sent Moses to lead the people, but Moses wasn't the rescuer. God was. That makes me think of Mason in Comics Café.
I thought that I was going to become hockey captain and save the team, but now I need somebody to save me.
Sometimes we want to be the rescuer. Sometimes God sends us to help others, but there is no greater rescuer than God himself. Do you think Mason and the others will be rescued from the storm? Maybe God has some unexpected rescue plans for them too. Keep on watching to find out.
That story's awesome. I wish Moses was here to move all this water.
Actually, now that you mention it, there should be a drain in this floor. Oh, here.
Praise be! I better get back to work fixing that coffee machine.
Sorry, Mrs. K. I put that mat there, but I had no idea that was a drain.
That's okay, Bree. We'll get everything cleaned up in no time.
Mrs. K, Moses saved those people. He was a leader. I'll never be hockey captain now. How am I supposed to make a difference?
Why do you want to be hockey captain, Mason? Is it the interviews, the glory?
No, that was me last year, but now I just want to help the other guys on the team. I thought that I could be the one who rescues them, fixes their problems, you know?
Here's a question for you. In that story about Moses, was Moses the one parting the sea?
Kind of. I guess God did the actual parting part.
So God is the one doing the rescuing.
So Mason just shouldn't try to help the hockey guys?
Well, that's not what I'm saying either. After all, God sent Moses for a reason.
Yeah, Moses was a leader everyone had to listen to.
Actually, the people didn't always listen to Moses. They argued, fought, and complained a lot.
That sounds like the hockey team.
Yeah. Do you think that God might be sending me, even though I'm not captain?
Definitely.
Totally. Mason, in that story, God did something unexpected, right? What if instead of being hockey captain, you could find another way to make a difference?
Another way to make a difference. Huh. Hey, Thor. How was practice? Nice. Hey, yeah, I know. I'm sorry I missed it. Listen, I was wondering if before the next practice I read a story from the Bible. I've been reading a lot about this guy named Moses, and I was wondering if you'd be there. Sweet. Okay. I'll see you there. Next up, Darren.
Why is there a face on this hockey puck?
Oh, that's Howie.
Don't ask.
Brady ended up being hockey captain. I was sad, but I also realized maybe I don't have to be captain to make a difference. Maybe I just need to show them that God's right here, ready to be our rescuer.